Yo, guys, good morning, good morning. The Beast, what's up? Scott, what's going on? Let me see here. All right, watch list has been sent out, guys. So watch list should be in your inboxes. We'll start going over it here in a couple minutes. All right, today at 12:40, Jerome Powell at an Economic Club of Washington will be speaking. So I expect the stronger moves to happen later on today in the afternoon. So I'll be watching out for that this afternoon. Just a heads up. Gonna conserve the morning a little bit here to trade that afternoon. All right, just wanted to let you guys know, and that is at 12:40. It seems like, okay. So be on the lookout for that. In the meanwhile, watching SPY, SQL, KPRX, and Tesla. Oh man, well damn. I was hoping we'd open up closer to this 411 zone, so we can watch for a little ride back down. You could see here on the SPY how this 411 zone, we talked about this level yesterday, has been a level of resistance, or to look for it for a level of resistance, right? Yo, good morning, Kevin. It was previously a level of support. We broke underneath it, and it became a level of resistance. Yesterday, I got, stopped out multiple times because I was a little bit too eager to play. Today, I'm going to be a little bit more patient. So watching the SPY here now to see if we get down here to 408 or so. 409 and 408 are the two levels to watch on there for support. And then the resistance zone up here at around 411. Next on watch, SQL. SQL, guys, this thing is beasting. It is up 251% this morning, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down. And I want you to look at this. Look at this volume. Are you kidding me? This is pre-market volume, and it's just astronomical. Honestly, it's just huge volume. As we go higher, the volume just keeps going up and up and up. That is a really good sign there that we could have continuation on this play, even though it's up 250% on the day. It's wild. Now, what am I watching on SQL? Well, let's switch on over here to a daily chart real quick. Zoom out some. On SQL, watching two different zones for possible support. All right, 230, previous level of resistance, previous level of support. You guys see that there on this daily chart? Yep, you see it. Okay, perfect. So watching that level, that's kind of like bottom support. If we get all the way back down there, we're at 190s. Okay. The next level to watch, if there's going to be some crazy support kick in here, is going to be the 170, 175 area. Look at all that previous resistance at that level. Look at this. Let's zoom in a little bit. Look at all that previous resistance. And what? What else was there prior to it being resistance? It was a level of support, right? So you have support, previous support at 173, turned resistance. You have previous support at 130, previous support at 130, and that was turned into resistance. Now we're up and over both of those levels. Which one's going to hold support? Maybe the damn thing finds support in the middle of the range at 150. Where do I get that 150 from? Very simple. Look back here. Look back here, these tops in that 150 zone. You see that, right? Look at that. Look at those tops right there. Previous support and previous resistance. A little Mickey Mouse. So keep an eye on those levels for SQL. Okay, keep an eye on those levels on SQL. Let's just go ahead and put a line right across here. Let me move this one. I'll put a line right here. Those are going to be the levels to watch on SQL in my opinion. Then you got resistance where back here at 212 zone, previous resistance, look at that. Previous resistance right in there. Where have we found resistance in pre-market? Right in front of that level. There's a reason why we draw these lines, guys. So keep a close eye on SQL there. Next on watch, KPRX. KPRX, having a tough time here at 565. You could see that's a gap fill zone more or less. You could see it was previously what? A big level of support. And right into it today here in pre-market, it's become resistance. So on that one, if we break up and over that level, you got room towards like 680s, 7. Otherwise, watch for drops back down into that $5 range right in here. Okay. Previous resistance and the 100-day moving average. Keep a close eye on that. And then last but not least, watching Tesla. Tesla, it's starting to tire out a little bit in my opinion. But if it can somehow break up and over 200, watch for a move to 209, 210. If not, I'm going to watch for a multi-day drop back up into those 180s. All right, guys? Keep a close eye on that. And then on the ES, let's hop on over there. On the ES right now, I'd watch for some support to possibly kick in around 4100, 4105 for little bounces. I think that level could hold some support down there. And then maybe some resistance around 4115. If it does regain 4115, you know, you could probably see this thing get back up into the 4130s. But I do expect a tighter range here for it to trade in. So that means it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get your trades in on the ES today, in my opinion. It'll be more scalpable than anything. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that. All right. I actually opened up a $150,000 what do we call it, evaluation account with Lilu yesterday. And the reason being, they gave me a really good deal on it to create content with it, and I'm going to do exactly that. So I have that, and I'm going to try to see how quickly I can get that account funded or blow up. Blowing up is a part of it, right? So we'll see what happens here. So I'll be trading slightly larger on that to see how quickly I can get that account funded. If I can get that account funded, then I'll have myself 2 funded accounts there and more YouTube material to make for you guys with them. So that'll be fun. All right. So we'll see how today goes. I'm going to stick to watching the ES there, and primarily this afternoon when Jerome Powell talks. All right. Around 12:40. That's when I'll probably hop back on the platform and look for some trades. Guys, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button. It really helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. And it pushes the stream out, gives it some more oomph behind it. Any questions at all, guys, or any charts you want me to look at for you right now would be perfect. Just throw them up in chat. I'll be happy to do that. Let me send out a quick tweet. Let everybody know we're live. We got down there in front of 4105. It pierced 41.10, got into 41.08, and now we're trying to get a little reversal there on the ES. If you get a break over 41.15, you could see a little pop there. And we could get back into 41.20 or so on that ES. All right, guys. Any questions, don't hesitate, throw them up in chat. $41.15 still holding up as resistance. You got Tesla pulling back into there to 194. I was like, I'm not going to be surprised if I get to SQL and it's halted. Sure enough. There's your halt. KPRX starting to pull in a little bit here. It's testing that zone we talked about right there around $5. And see if that can hold some support. If it can, watch for a U-shape and a breakthrough VWAP. The SPY reminds me of yesterday so much. Looking like it just wants to chop around. Look at this, watch. Gap down. And then we just chop, chop, chop. We finally roll it over. We remember 408. We talked about 408. And a turnaround there. Look at that turnaround right back to where? 411. And came all the way back down here to the sideways trading. And now here we are right in front of 408 yet again. Will that 408 get tested? We'll find out. New lows on the ES there. New lows on the SPY. Starting to try to bounce there off of 408.50 zone. 4108 on the ES. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit real quick here about this $150,000 account. So let me put it here on the screen real quick. Okay, so with the $150,000 account, I can trade up to 15 E-minis, all right, or 150 micros. My profit target is $9,000. My trailing drawdown is $5,000. It's $5,000. Now, you could pay $305 a month for this, or you could just use my coupon code and get a discount on it. It's pinned in the chat. So you can always look into that if you want to. That's a little bit more aggressive of an account that I would suggest for a new trader. But if you wanted to test it out, I mean, by all means, there it is. Oh, that 80% is no longer. That they actually finished that up last night. So we're trying to get that little move over 41.14 we talked about. But it is struggling to get off that level some. So you'll want to see it stay above 41.15 now. 41.14. You definitely want to see the SPY hold above VWAP. If you want to catch like a little relief bounce back up to 409.90 on the SPY. Tesla just pulling in. SQL out of the halt. Now it looks like it's halted to the downside. Man, that thing's just whipping around crazy. Man. That thing's just whipping around crazy. If out of the halt it holds VWAP, that could be a very bullish sign for it. KPRX. Guys, holding that $5 zone we talked about. It's holding that $5 zone we talked about. 23.6 Fibonacci level lining up in that general vicinity. Keep a close eye on that one for a possible explosive move through the highs if it can get through VWAP. The SPY coming on back down here towards VWAP zone. Let's see if it can hold. Switch this over here to a 15-minute chart on the ES real quick. Let's take a look at what that looks like. That looks wild. 60-minute chart is much cleaner right now. Let's check the 30-minute. 30 minutes, not too bad. 30-minute chart's not too bad at all. If we can get up over this 115 zone and hold support, you could see this thing give you a little move, maybe a 10, 15 point move possible. Guys, remember, do me a quick favor, hit that like button. Helps out tremendously with the YouTube algo. See if we can get a trade in here. Starting to squeeze there. SPY starting to move. Can we get back up there towards the open from yesterday? I'm sorry, the close from yesterday. So let's see what happens here. We got SPY. See how the SPY is breaking back above VWAP and now back above, trying to break up back above that 9 AMA. All the way back down to VWAP. Not what we wanted to see here. Not what we wanted to see at all. That last pump right off that level should have really taken us higher. I mean, we have set, let me show you here. Here's the low. So far, we got a higher low. And so far, maybe another higher low. If it can hold that level, right? And maybe get something like this cooking possibly, then that could get fun. That could get fun, and we could see ourselves right back here. And maybe, you know, little by little, go and test this 411 zone again. Something similar to this action right here. That's what I would like to see, obviously, since I'm long the ES. Let's see if it can get it done. I mean, I'm happy with the test of yesterday's close. That should make some good profits. SPY's back under VWAP. It's trying. We put in the higher low. Maybe we can put in another higher low here. And if we can keep putting in higher low, higher low, higher low, maybe we grind it until we get a quick little squeeze, a quick little pop. We'll see if that comes. Coming on. bit more on the SPY. Let me show you. It dipped in a little bit more. You can see it right here. And now this one's looking lazy. We have to get off this level. If we don't get off this support zone and get up in here, okay, and start trading, like I don't care if this trade takes an hour. We just need to get off that level. If we don't start trading up here like this support zone is going to crack. Those of you who have been following me for a long time, maybe you could answer this. What happens, or if you've gone through the courses, the DTC courses, what happens to a support zone when what you're trading just sits at it? It's just sitting at that support zone. Little pop, comes back down, little pop, comes back down, and just keeps sitting at that support zone. What happens to that support zone? It weakens the support zone. It weakens the support zone. Think about it like a trampoline that's been sitting. Yeah, pretty much. It weakens it. Think about it like a trampoline that's been sitting out in the backyard, getting rained on, hit by the sun, morning dew every single day. Day in, day out, day in, day out, right? What happens to that material eventually? It deteriorates and breaks down. And when somebody goes to jump on it, right, to kind of get that lift off, they fall right through it. That's exactly what happens to support zones when a stock, okay, just sits at it. Obviously, when I say stock, I mean anything, stock, ETF, etc., right? When it just sits on it, when it goes to jump off, bang, it gets wrecked. It gets wrecked. Sideways, bro. It's just sideways. You know, it really is. It's just sideways action. And I'm just gonna sit in this trade. I went off of it, off of the bigger time frame. These trades off the bigger time frame, when they work, they tend to be really good trades. We'll see if it's gonna work or not. Yeah, bro. Really bad action. I think it's like I said earlier, I think we're going to get the clean, clear cut direction, whether to the upside or the downside, later on today when Jerome speaks. And I think this is just a gut feeling. I don't position myself based on that. So I'm not going to go out there and get puts or get short the ES or anything like that. I think he's going to be hawkish. I think he's going to be more hawkish, Jerome. Um, and that's it. So we'll see. That's what I'm thinking. Later, brother. Take care. Rest up. So right now, that those candles I drew three candles. So far, the one to the downside, the one not working out, and we're actually getting a 90 MA VWAP cross to the downside starting to work itself here on the SPY. And that's it. I'm gonna get stopped out. I won't move that stop. I only moved it a quarter. Oh, it's not showing the trade. Spy. Look at the spy there. That chop. Touching it. Hands off the wheel. Hands off the wheel completely. I'm not touching it. We have the plan set in place. Does the likelihood of this plan working in my favor, has that increased right now? No. Honestly, it's decreased. It's at a 50-50. VWAP on the SPY. You can see that there. We're back up over VWAP on the SPY. This reminds me so All right, so it's looking like it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna have to come back around 12:40 when Jerome is back out here live, and oh, up there later on. So close out all your orders you put on your charts whenever you do the charts like that. So it's looking like I have to wait until Jerome Powell comes back out at 12:40 later today before we get some clear, clean moves. Remember KPRX? I told you to keep All right. I see somebody posted in the Discord that there was no audio. Coco, thank you. Just checked and fixed it. Oh, my boy just sent me a text as well. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just fixed it. Not sure what happened there. You can see the ES down here didn't really sell off too much underneath the day's low from earlier. So we'll see whether or not we get a bounce off that zone. Trader trick, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's what I had mentioned earlier. I think we're just gonna have to wait until Jerome talks at 12:40. Um, I think that's when we're gonna get that clear, definitive directional move with legs, with continuation. Not this choppy, nonsensical moves that we're getting. It's just so nasty. It's really 50-50 setups, guys. When I entered my trade this morning, I entered it based off of thinking I had like a 60-40 chance here. That's bottom of the barrel. I try not to do 60-40 setups because think about it. A 60-40 setup is really a C setup. But I entered the trade anyways. I typically try to only do B's and A's. And I do not believe we're going to get a B or A setup here in the morning session. I don't believe we're going to get it. Maybe it happens, right? Could be wrong. But I don't believe we're going to get a B or A setup this morning. So that C setup kind of would have been like a B in this environment. So I went after it, got stopped out, said, I'm not going to take another trade here until 12:40 when Jerome comes out. I typically don't trade during lunchtime, but wait until Jerome comes out, does his thing, does his dance for the press, and if we get a hawkish Jerome, then I'm gonna look short. I'm gonna look to see if we get this ES back down to like 40-50, and we could see the SPY right back down towards 40.05, 400, something like that, fairly easily. See 40.05 right here. 400, I don't know. That seems extreme for today, but it could be. It could happen. It could happen just depending how hawkish Jerome is. If Jerome comes out and he's dovish, just like he was the other day, then guys, there's really nothing that would convince me that we won't see the SPY up here. I think we can easily see the SPY up here if Jerome is dovish. And that could put, we could see, and we could really see the ES back at 41.50 fairly quickly. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be during lunchtime. It'll definitely be during lunchtime today. I think the action will be during lunch. Guys, you know what? I'm going to hang out for another few minutes. So if you have any questions or if you have any charts you want me to look up for you right now, equities charts, ES, whatever it is you want me to look up, just throw it up in chat. I'll be happy to do that. I mean, we can fill some time here with some of that. And then meanwhile, I'm going to grab a chart here I want to show you guys. Okay, I got it. So